You ready?
I am ready. Oh, we're gonna talk about Halo 5 right away then, huh?
Yep.
Is that what? That's in order, isn't it?
Yep.
They didn't mess around.
Nope. All right. Welcome to Pass the Sticks broadcast, podcast, whatever you want to call it. It's on
Broad pod.
audio.
Broad Pod, and it's on audio and video, and live streaming on Twitch. So this Broad Pod is we're gonna be talking about the Microsoft E3 announcements and all the crap that they announced.
Yes.
First, they started off with Halo 5. We got me and him are Halo fanboys. Oh yeah, we forgot to make our introductions. I'm Lil Bunny Fofo.
And I'm Blackskin Soldier.
You can just call me Bunny.
Call me
Hey,
Blacks.
Labette, what's his name? We got a person in the stream.
Yeah. Labette. What's going on, Labette?
We're gonna be talking about Halo 5 right now.
Yes.
But anyway, Halo 5. We played the beta
Yes,
a
we
while
did.
back, and it was pretty fun.
It was very fun. It was Halo.
It
a
was
modern
Halo. It
which
was Halo.
should have been.
Not like future flying around, boots and all
Yes.
over the place like Call of Duty.
I think it had a right state of extra mobility. You had a little more you could do there, but it wasn't too much for my taste, at least. Yeah.
Right, right. And I like the new game mode that they added. I forgot what it was, but it was kind of like that paintball style where you only have one life. You go and
Mhm.
ramp off, jump into the arena, and sometimes you would lag and miss a jump. But anyway, that was kind of like a good spin. I know games do try to add new different things, and
Yeah.
sometimes they fail. But I really like how 343 Studios is doing here.
Mhm.
And then at the E3, they showed some gameplay footage, and then they showed that new multiplayer arena where it's like player versus everything.
Oh,
So
Warzone, right?
yeah, Warzone, where you
Warzone.
can play against other people, and then there'll also be what are they AI?
Yeah, I think there was some AI in there,
Whatever.
kind
Yeah,
of run around with
you just got a
so-
lot of shit going on that you
Yeah.
really have to handle. But another announcement after E3, or not announcement, but they just said this, that they were so focused on trying to get the game to go 1080p at 60 frames a second that they are not including split screen whatsoever on
no.
Halo 5.
I don't know how I feel. Actually, I know exactly how I feel about that. It's not good.
No.
You can't sit next to your friend anymore and play the game, play a co-op, or I don't like the change.
I think it's a poor decision, a very poor decision.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand that you got to make cuts, but if you got to make cuts, then you got to delay your game so you can actually include that stuff. So I know that like me and him, he may come over and then we just have one Xbox and we can play split screen,
Mhm.
but he's gonna have to bring his box over and we play it on the same screen. It is a hassle. We both own our own Xboxes, so it is not that big of a pain. But
Right.
if you want to have a LAN and you don't want to have set up 8 TVs, but you can have two. You could have a 4-player split screen and have 8 players playing. That's what I
Yeah.
did when I was a little kid. Yes, I was playing Halo when I was little. I didn't go and kill anybody or anything like that. But anyway, it's just I don't support the decision that they made. They need to include it.
Yeah, and that also means no more guests, right?
Nope.
No more
No more
guests when
guests.
you're playing a matchmaking.
Exactly. Anything else about Halo 5?
Well, they did show some more of the campaign.
That's true. That's
I
right.
thought it looked, maybe it was just for presentation purposes, but I thought it looked a little slow. It didn't
Yeah.
look like that intense Halo campaign. Maybe it's
Yeah.
because of the higher difficulties it was that way, but
Maybe I think the Halo 5 they're really focusing on multiplayer with this game. Like that's probably why it might have looked slow. Campaign may not be as great as it has been, which sucks.
mm,
But I feel like they are pushing that multiplayer game because that's kind of what Halo was. It was when Halo 3 came out, that's when people made their own custom games and having fun with that type of stuff.
right. But I still expect some big things from the campaign, though. It looks like that they are paying attention to the story because they have Spartan Locke now, who's hunting the chief. They added a nice little twist to the story, and I think it'll be enjoyable still.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
The next thing is Recore.
Recore.
Yes, Recore. That They didn't show any gameplay. It looked interesting. Like you have a companion and you could take out. They have like this orb.
Mhm.
Like everything works on kind of these orbs, and you could take out and like put in a new thing, and then it will operate that machine or whatever.
Yeah, it looks like that's gonna be probably the driving mechanic of the game. I know they didn't show much, but it seems like that, and it's also in the title Recore. So it looks like you're gonna be able to put that, core or whatever of your companion and be able to power certain mechanisms in the game, machines. Maybe it'll have some kind of puzzle elements where you can figure stuff out that way. But yeah, it looks like that's gonna be the most for the main part of the game. It's gonna be playing around with the cores, I guess.
Right, and they didn't show any gameplay, so you don't know exactly how the game is gonna be.
Right.
It's just a cinematic trailer. You're not gonna know of how stuff's gonna be, that kind of crap. So, yeah,
Yeah, it was just a reveal to get us excited for what they're gonna show us later, and I am looking forward to see some gameplay. Definitely.
right. The next thing that they announced was backwards compatibility.
Yeah. So now we can play select 360 games on our Xbox Ones, right?
Yep.
Well, that should have been something that was there all along, but I'm gonna say it's better late than never.
I think they should have. It should have been there when they first announced the console, and then I think that it should the new console should be able to play all of the old games, even the original Xbox games. Like
Mm.
it I feel like it wouldn't be that hard. I don't know everything about that, but I feel like that is a given. Like you're going to upgrade systems and you can't play the old systems, so it's
Right.
like it's almost like switching to a whole new system.
Mhm.
Everything isn't even the Connects different? Like the ports?
For the Connect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, don't you need to buy
I
a
think
completely
so.
new? Like,
Yeah.
It's completely buying into a whole new
system, which is stupid. Like, I want to use all my old stuff, and
Right.
why can't I? Because they want to have you buy more shit, which is stupid.
Yeah, and it is kind of interesting how you're gonna be able. You're not gonna be able to play every 360 game on the one.
Yeah.
They're gonna select and
They
see
got to go
what-
one by one
Yeah,
and support it.
yeah. See what the community wants. So we'll see how that plays out. But
Yeah, better late than never. But
I think I also saw something about you'll be able to play with 360 users if you're playing a 360 game on the Xbox One. So if
That'd be
you're playing,
interesting.
yeah.
That'd be
so
fun.
if you're playing Call of Duty on Xbox One,
It makes sense.
That's the 360 version. You'll be playing with 360 people.
Right. Right.
That's a nice little
Right.
thing to have, I guess.
Yeah, that's kind of like a give me, that they should have.
Yeah.
Labette asked, "I can now play," or didn't ask. "I can now play Hitman Absolution."
Oh, so that's one of the things included already. I guess they've already announced some
Yeah,
stuff.
they already have announced some games.
Okay.
It was like 20-ish games or something like that they already have. I mean, it'd be kind of stupid that if they were to announce it and be like, "We don't have any games yet."
Mhm.
Of
Yeah,
course, they would have to have some games
sure.
that you can play. So yeah, and I know on there, I know we said this in the last Bethesda.
Bethesda.
we said this in the last Bethesda podcast.
I guess you'd say, talking about. I said that they take request games, so you can request certain games,
Mhm.
and if certain game gets a lot of requests, then they will make it compatible. Hopefully, because that's
Right.
obviously what the people want. Hopefully, they are listening to the people.
As a company, you're making a product for
Consumers, and if you don't listen to the consumers, what the hell are you doing?
Right. And one thing that I was wondering about this whole backwards compatibility thing is, are you going to be able to transfer your saves from your 360? I mean,
I don't know. I haven't looked into it that much.
yeah. I mean, because I'm
That
just
would be
wondering.
interesting.
What if Labette here wants to play? He wants to play Hitman Absolution. What if he wants to bring a save that he had over?
Yeah.
So
That is true.
yeah.
That is true. We don't know. That'd be something to look into.
Yeah.
Next announcement was the brand new controller. Now I know you said the controller is going to be $150. The controller it's fully modular, so you have completely you can remap all of the buttons on the controller, and then they added paddles. Like if it's more suited for the competitive gamer. So
Yeah.
there is a company called Scuff Gaming, and they have modded Xbox or any kind of controller. They've modded any consoles controllers. They added paddles in the back because when you're holding a controller and you have the paddles in the or not, if you have fingers in the back that you could have buttons too. So they added buttons like that, and so I understand why it's $150. In my opinion, compared to it's the right price because that's what people are paying for the Scuff gaming controllers. My personal opinion, I would go for the Scuff gaming controllers because they have been doing it and they understand. And then there's a little bit more functionality to the controller. Like you can do more with it. Like you can get specific grips for the controller and tweak things a little bit more. So they have been doing this, but Xbox is understanding. They're trying to make their controller the controller, especially because it's compatible with with PC games and stuff. I don't know about PlayStation 4 stuff. Can they do that?
Are you talking about the Scuff controller or the Xbox One controller?
Well, they just take an Xbox One controller and mod it. That's
Yeah.
all what they're doing. So it's that. But I'm saying because I know with the Oculus Rift they made it so that you can play. Oculus Rift comes with an Xbox controller, not a PlayStation controller. So they're really trying to take
Right.
over the controller market. Person just asked $150 for a controller.
Yes.
Yes,
That's
I
it.
know. It's suited for the competitive gamer. So, on PC and stuff, let me actually grab a controller.
Right there.
You're say what you think of this controller.
Well, it is like we were saying, it's fully customizable, so you could swap out the thumbsticks. You can adjust the triggers. You can add some paddles in the back for extra control. $150 though. My gut tells me that's a little steep, but like we're saying, it is for the more competitive gamer, and I think that they believe they can get away with that price because people will pay that price for the controller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on the controller, like you have the regular buttons and everything, but in the back they added, your fingers are in the back here. So they added 4 extra buttons for these two fingers. So there's gonna be 2 paddles here and 2 paddles here that you can interchange, and you can remove them
Right.
if you want. So that's 4 extra buttons that you can press, and it's for the how I explain it. It's for like the COD players that like to do jump shots or like crouch shots. It's just because it's hard to because jumping, is A on here. Because in Halo, I play bumper jumper, so I'm using my left bumper to jump, and I can still aim. So I usually do that. I jump and I aim, and I can
Right.
shoot people. So it adds a little bit of a competitive edge. People are paying that price, so
Yeah, they are
that's
already.
it's meant for the competitive gamer, and you want that edge. So if you want that edge, you're gonna pay the price.
Right. Yeah.
But you don't need it to be amazing at gaming.
Yeah,
So-
there's not too many casual people who are going to go out and buy this controller, so they figure, the people who really want this controller will dish out the money.
Yeah, and I do have. I think they're by Control Freak. I don't like how small these thumbsticks are on the Xbox One controllers. I like the 360 controllers. So they sell like little thumb caps. So I think they were like $10, and they pop right on top. If I can get this on. But yeah, it adds. What it also does, it adds a little bit extra height. So you'll see that in these controllers that you can change the height of the thumbstick, and what it does, it adds a little bit more detailed sensitivity. So like you can have like a more finer sensitivity to more extreme because you have more range to go through. It's hard to explain unless you really try it out. So for my explanation, it's like my sensitivity with the normal thumbsticks, let's say it's 6 on Halo,
Yeah.
I have to go up to 8 because that's just what it is. It adds like it needs to be faster, but it adds like I don't know, it's more finer. I like it.
Yeah.
But it's $10. I'm not going to spend $150 on a controller to get the thumbsticks. I'm just going to spend $10 for the thumbsticks.
Right.
So, right.
But if you do want to pay $150 for controller, Xbox got you covered now. The Elite controller.
I would go Scuff Gaming, possibly, maybe. I haven't had one of those controllers. Probably look at one of the professional gamers that compare both the controllers.
Right.
Next game was they showed more footage of Fallout 4.
That they did. They showed additional gameplay. They showed off a little more features in the game this time. I know they had they showed an example of some of the power armor in Fallout, and it looks really cool now. When you step in, they added an additional new like HUD interface that goes with the power armor, and it looks like it's more effective now because they even showed some gameplay of the player attacking a Deathclaw, which was pretty intense.
Right.
If you ever play Fallout, you know how intense the Deathclaw encounter is. So, and then they also showed off some new weapons. There's something called there's like an energy rifle that's like a what did they say again?
I forgot what it was called, but
Yeah.
it was something new.
Yeah, and that's always good. It looked good.
Yeah. Anything Fallout or Bethesda for the Fallout branch is going to release, it's going to be good.
Right.
I have no doubt about that. So there's a lot on this game. We talked a lot about it in the previous podcast.
But they also announced here that there's going to be additional mod support
oh, right.
for the Xbox.
Yeah, so they're
version.
bringing the mods to the Xbox, which is smart.
Yeah.
So that people don't feel left out from the Xbox to PC because you can run Fallout at low quality on an okay computer, but who really wants to do that? So you want to run it at the best quality as possible, as cheap as possible, and the console is the choice.
Right, and especially with this Fallout because the graphics have been buttered up and it looks a lot better. And
Buttery smooth.
You want to be able to experience the great graphics.
The great graphics. Yeah, so it should be a good game. Next was they talked about EA Access, which is, was it $5? Was it $5?
Yeah, $5 a month.
$5 a month. You get. They have 12 games in there.
Was it 12? I don't
Something.
remember the
They
exact
have.
number.
It's a select of EA games. It's $5 a month, and you can play any of those games for $5 a month.
Right.
So
It's an interesting concept.
yeah,
You know, because instead of just buying one of EA's games, you can go ahead and sign up for EA Access and have access to all of the games just for $5 a month.
that's actually pretty smart. If they
Yeah,
put
yeah.
in the top games, like their newest games, if they like keep it up to date, then that is something to look into because you think like all of their games, they release a new game or that like let's say you get Madden, you're getting Madden every single year, you're spending $60 every single year, and if
Right.
it's $5, how much is 5 times 12?
That's 60.
That's 60.
That is 60.
So you're essentially paying like instead of doing that, if you're buying Madden every year, just get the EA access because you will get Madden. Hopefully, if they do the new games, I think that's what they said. The new Madden will be on there,
Yeah,
or any of the
it
newer
will.
games like that, and then you'll be able to play any other EA games that is on that program. So
Yeah, I also think it's a smart move. It does look like they are going to have some of their better-known titles on there because they already announced that Dragon Age, also Dragon Age Inquisition is going to be on there.
right, and Titanfall will be on there.
Right.
And so-
Titanfall, yeah.
It's a good move. It's interesting.
Yeah, and if you actually want to try that out right now, it's free for a week. EA Access is free for a week. You can go ahead
It
and
might be ending real soon.
Well,
Might be ending real soon.
oh yeah. Well, I mean, if it's up right now,
Yeah.
go ahead and look.
It's interesting. $5 a month. I really see a lot of things going kind of subscription based. There's a lot of subscription type of stuff. You're going to be paying. I feel like a lot of stuff. It's like you're going to be paying $5 a month, but you're going to have like 30 different things you're paying $5 a month for. So it's interesting. It's like subscription based went away from games, but then it went to everything else.
Yeah, I see that. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Emperor said, "I think Xbox won the E3."
How do you feel about that? You think Xbox won the E3? You agree here with Emperor?
I think Fallout won the E3.
Yeah, Bethesda, I think, had a great showing. Microsoft did announce a lot, and a lot of good things actually too. So I can
Yeah.
see Emperor's
Yeah,
case here.
Microsoft. Yeah, I feel like Microsoft is trying to get back into the game of, especially with the HoloLens. Like they did announce some like crazy stuff. There was some stuff in there that I'm just like, what the heck? But they did. There's a lot of stuff. They're really trying to become the console powerhouse, I guess you'd say.
Yeah, they're trying to win the console wars.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to see.
If it's
It's
even going
well
on
with Windows
anymore.
10 now. I feel like a lot of the you're being called out. Can you do the Harlem Shake?
Well, Do you mean like the actual Harlem Shake or like the Harlem Shake that blew up on the
Probably
internet?
the actual Harlem Shake, because I'm pretty sure everybody can do the one that blew up on the internet.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's like you just flail around. That's what the Harlem Shake was on the internet. So,
Yeah. Well, can you do the actual Harlem Shake?
I don't know. I've never tried to do the actual Harlem Shake. I think I could though. I'd have to look into it. I'd have to practice that and do it on the next podcast for you.
Okay. Okay. KV man, Kev man. The next announcement was Plants vs Zombies 2. They didn't show any gameplay here, but they did show gameplay at the EA. Is it EA? Ubisoft. Whatever. They showed gameplay in another.
Yeah, I see it.
Dude, you wore the shirt. It's the Harlem. It's the dancing. It's
this
the
is the internet Harlem
internet
Shake.
sensation Harlem Shake. Wow, they come on now. But yeah, Plants vs Zombie 2. I hate when games show no gameplay. They just like a trailer or something like that, especially at E3. I didn't. Plants. They should have just updated the first game. The first game was decent. They didn't. It could have been a really good game.
Mm-hmm.
They just didn't do a lot of things right. Like, it was easy to unlock. They gave you a lot of free cards and characters and stuff. I really wish. And then the number one, no shake, leaving by. Dang.
All right, bye.
What about
That's
the
only
truffle
reason why
shuffle?
you're here, then.
Let's see if he's in here. What about the truffle? Will you do the truffle shuffle?
I'm not fat enough for the
Oh
truffle
my
shuffle.
gosh. Anyway. Yeah, Plants vs. Zombies. The first one that really made me mad is that you can party up with friends to play the tower defense style or the garden defense style game, but you
Yeah.
couldn't party up to play the regular just multiplayer. Like, there was no party system, which was ridiculous.
Yeah, and that's a really weird thing to leave out. You know, you'd expect that
It's so
to be
dumb.
something, you know, that you can do right away. I mean, you want to play with your friends, so that's a really weird thing to leave out. I think the second one, hopefully they improve on it though, you know, and maybe they do add that feature to let you play with your friends, which would be a huge
I'm
step
assuming
forward.
they will.
So.
It's probably just because there is a Plants vs. Zombies 2 app. I just think it's so quick. Like, this game came out last year.
Plants
vs. Zombies 1?
Dude, yeah, I'm pretty
Like,
sure it came out last
take
year.
your time and update the game, or take your time in making a new game instead of just bull rushing shit. Like, it's not an app. It's not that easy to do as an app. You're making a fucking video game
Yeah.
for kids. Gosh. But yeah, we just have to wait and see what they update with it. I thought it was gonna curve my niche of Conquer and Shadowrun, but it didn't. It could have, but it didn't.
Yeah. Dude, it is hot in here, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn on this fan real quick. Next game is Forza 6. Talk about Forza 6.
Well, Forza 6. It looks really good, which graphics wise that is, and that's something I think we all kind of expect now though, because the Forza games have always looked, well, they're driving simulators, and in that aspect your game does have to have some nice graphics to it, some nice look, and it does. I'm not really sure what more you can add in the Forza games. They're on their 6th one now here, and it's racing, you know. But I enjoyed past Forza games. I haven't really had one in a while, so I might look into to getting the 6th installment here. What do you think about Forza?
It looks nice. I really want it. Simple as that. I played a little bit of the previous games and stuff. I never really could get into it, but I'm finding myself I really want to get into other games.
Yeah.
So, but it looks like a really nice game. I'm trying to decide whether or not to get it for PC or console, because I have to use a controller, but I know I can use my controller for. Yeah, I'll just get it for PC.
Yeah, you can use your controller for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll probably only get Xbox exclusives for the Xbox, or
like
yeah.
Halo, right? And
Well,
like
Halo.
the
Well,
Gears of
Halo's not
War,
on the
yeah.
PC and all that. But yeah, Halo and Gears of War, that type of stuff I'll get for the box. Just imagine Gears on the PC though.
Why
Crazy
not?
graphics
Why
and
not?
stuff. It'd be pretty much like make it with Killzone 2 style. Oh well. Forza 6, I'm excited. Dark Souls 3. It was a cinematic trailer.
Another reveal.
Another
pretty
reveal.
much.
Simple as that. No gameplay. Can't really say much on it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
exciting.
And I haven't really played any of the
Other
any of
ones.
the other games in the Souls series there, the first and the second one, Demon Souls either. So
I think I have. When I was little, is it really? Is it like an old game?
no,
PlayStation
no,
1. What am
no,
I
those
thinking
are
of?
recent games. I think they started on PS3.
What am I thinking of? Okay. Oh well. Can't judge a game by a cinematic trailer.
Nope.
Gotta
Not
get gameplay. It's not gameplay. And next one was the Division.
Right, and this is a game we've been hearing for a few years here.
Yeah.
Got delayed
A lot.
as I think we all know.
Yeah.
But it's from Tom Clancy, who's made some pretty legitimate games in Ghost Recon and Rainbow Six. The Division, it looks like a nice, fresh, new game from Tom Clancy here.
Yeah, it looks really good. I know a lot of people have been like antsy about this game because they've just been announcing it like crazy and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I'm excited to play. I'm actually really happy that they did delay it. That means they know that their game wasn't ready, because what you see a lot in 2014, they were just rushing games out, and so that's
Yeah.
what caused like all the games it was hard to play the games because it was all glitchy or stuff didn't work, or it was just 2014 was terrible. It's just, and so they understand. Just gotta wait and see. It looks fun. There's a lot of tactical games coming out, but that will be a game that I probably will be picking up because I do like a lot of the Tom Clancy
Yeah.
games.
It's funny though because every time I see something about the Division, it's always like in the same part of the city. You know,
Yeah,
I feel like
it
I haven't
is.
seen any other place from the Division yet, and it's, is that the only place we get to play in the game? I'm sure not, but it's always that one place that kind of looks like in New
Like a
York.
city, yeah.
Yeah, out there. So
Maybe that's where it's all set, but
yeah,
that's fine. It looks fun. I want to play it. Next game from Tom Clancy is Rainbow Six Siege.
yes, another Rainbow Six coming out, and probably and it's due. I know people have been waiting for another Rainbow Six game after Vegas 2. I think it looks good. It looks like obviously it's another tactical shooter.
Right.
And did they release some gameplay?
They did. I forgot what
little bit of
conference it
gameplay.
was. I don't know if it was. I forgot if it was Microsoft or not. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's very. It looks fun. There's gonna be a weird connection with that in the Division because it's very tactical type of stuff. But I feel like Rainbow Six is more SWAT team-ish, kind of.
Yeah, it's more team based for sure.
And then the Division is more like you're an outcast, like a normal person, like trying to more in the. I don't know. There's going to be a nice separation, but there is going to be some overlap. But that's how it is. They're very tactical type of games, and
Right.
they look exciting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to play them. That's another game I will be picking up. Next game is Gigantic. It's one of those the same
Kind of like a class-based.
battle arena, like a first-person shooter MOBA type of thing.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. And
I don't like the art.
you don't like the art. What's
I
wrong with
don't.
the art?
It just looks, for how much detail games are giving now. It just looks, they can add a little bit more detail, more shine to the game.
Okay, I think that's fair enough.
Yeah, it looks like it was just kind of like a rough sketch of how it should be.
I think it looks okay as it is. I mean, you don't have to have super realistic.
I'm not saying realistic graphics, but I feel like you can add more detail. I feel like they
Okay,
just kind of like let the canvas blank.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that is a different kind of art style, but me personally, I just don't like it.
Right. Yeah, and I guess that was another of just like a reveal too. There was a little bit of gameplay, I guess, shown in there.
Yeah, I think there is gameplay somewhere.
But not really enough to deduce what the game's really gonna be like exactly. They kind of showed what's gonna make it independent. You have some kind of like guardian beast that you can summon to fight each other with, and that looked kind of cool. But we'll have to see what else they roll out for that.
Beast. Yeah, it looks all right. We'll just have to wait and see. And then they announced these independent games. The first one was Tacoma.
Tacoma. Which one was Tacoma again?
I don't remember.
Because they didn't really show us much of that either, right?
Nah, I don't really remember Tacoma. So I mean,
You know what? Wasn't that the one that you said was kind of like Portal-esque? That
might have
I think
been.
when they
Yeah,
showed
I think
like
so.
a lady
Yeah, it
walk up
was.
and
It
do
was.
some sign language,
It was
open
the
a door.
yeah. It the art and all that and the graphics, they look very good, well put together. But
Mhm.
I remember listening to the guy talking. It's not going to be very big or something like that. Like it's not. A lot of people asked if it was like open world or something like that, and he said it's
Oh.
not. It's like you're in a spaceship trying to figure things out or something like that. I don't know. It's an
Okay.
indie game.
Yeah.
Looks decent for an indie game.
Yeah, we'll have to see some more for that too.
Yep. Next indie game was Ashen.
Ashen.
That's the one where the guy got stabbed by the skeleton.
Oh yeah, that's right. I
Looks like-
think it looked interesting to me.
Yeah. It's another indie game. It's nice to see these indie developers being able to show their stuff at E3.
Yeah.
So that means their stuff should be good.
Yeah, and it just shows you how popular the indie scene has gotten.
Yeah.
It's definitely a big part of gaming now, and they're making a push to have all these indie games easily accessible on consoles, and that's exactly what Microsoft's doing here with Xbox One.
Right. Right. Next game was Beyond Eyes.
And that was another indie one, right?
That was another indie game.
The art looks it looks it looked good. It looked
Yeah.
like a different take, like kind of, I don't want to say Okami, but like that like paint brush stroke kind of
Right. I know what
look,
you're saying.
you know.
Yeah. Like, yeah, all these games, they do look... The art looks really, really good. And you
Mhm.
have to remember it's an indie game, so you can't really hold it to a standard of, like, a AAA game, like a
Right.
top game. But, like, these do look fun and interesting. And I like Beyond Eyes because it's about, like, a little girl that's... She blind? I think she's blind.
Yeah, I think that's what they said.
She's blind, and so like you can only really see what you know. So she's kind of like going throughout. And I remember listening to the creator. She was talking to, I think, at the PC gaming show, because it's going to be on PC too, that what it is like, you know, she may hear water. And so she may think it's like a stream, but then when she gets really close, then she'll smell it, and it may be like a dirty sewage or something like that.
Okay.
So it's interesting of this game. It's a new take on this game.
So it looks like it's playing into the dynamic of using the other senses other than sight.
Right.
And you kind of navigate
Right.
the game world, and it's adapted to that. And yeah, that does sound really interesting. You know,
I
provide
just
for some unique gameplay.
wonder how they're gonna do. Like, I know you can hear things, you can't see anything until you like touch it or whatever. But
Right.
how are they gonna like? I just want to know how she's gonna deal with smell and like taste in that game.
Right.
Because it is still an aspect to know what something is. So it may just be like, oh, this tastes like blah blah blah, and so you gotta kind of have to figure it out on your own. I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know. I believe that they'll do well in it. Next game is Cuphead.
Ooh, Cuphead. That I'm definitely excited for Cuphead. That's probably the most excited I've been for an indie game, actually.
Right? Yeah. This looks really, really, really good.
It
For
does.
yeah.
It looks like they did their research on how the game should look and how it should play out. And for anybody who doesn't know, Cuphead is it's a 30s kind of themed, you know, like the old Mickey Mouse kind of look. That's how the game looks, and that's how it's gonna play out, and that's how the music's gonna be as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely, they nailed the art. They nailed the music, and it's just a bullet hell kind of game.
Yeah, it looks really interesting because of the whole theme and style behind it. It looks like it's gonna have a great soundtrack, and I can't wait to get my hands on that.
Yeah, I'm surprised nobody has made a game like that. We probably see future games like this, and I'm excited to play it too.
Mm-hmm.
Next,
What do we got next? Yeah,
Xbox game previews, which was allowing the Xbox players to play betas, to
Right.
pay to play the betas.
So basically, just bringing the early access aspect from PC over to Xbox, right?
Yeah, and I understand like some people's opinions on betas. Like, why do you have to pay for a beta? The point of a beta is to test the game out and then talk to the developer and tell them what's wrong with the game, and so that when they
Right.
release the real game, you buy that game. So, but everybody's buying the betas, so that's what it is going to be. That's probably what 2014 should have been.
Mhm.
It should have just been betas. They should have just named
The
every
year
single
of the
game.
beta.
Yeah, it really was. Maybe alpha. Some games maybe were in alpha.
Yeah, and also the thing about paying for to play a beta is that you're investing.
in the game.
Yeah, you're investing in the game so that they can help improve it. You know, if they have some bugs they have to fix, or some stuff that the community asks them to add in, you provide the backing for that. Really.
Right. Right. That's that. Next game announced was Ion. It was made by the guy that made the DayZ mod. He left DayZ. I forgot what studios he gave it to, but he felt like they can handle it better, and so he wanted to make his own real game instead of a mod.
Mm-hmm.
It was another cinematic trailer, no gameplay.
Yeah, we didn't really see much from Ion. Just something to really get us thinking about it, I guess.
Yeah, he has a lot of pressure on him since DayZ, since everybody loves the DayZ mod and DayZ. I know of course you want to make your own game, so I don't really know how this game is going to be or anything like that, so we're just going to have to wait and see.
Yeah, from what we saw, I mean, we couldn't really derive how the game's gonna play, or like what exactly the setting's gonna be, what it's gonna be about. We kind of just saw like it looked like some like stars in space or something,
Yeah,
and then
and
it
this-
showed like a humanoid embryo of some sort. So we'll have to see what else they roll out for that.
Wait and see. Next game is Tomb Raider.
Rise of the Tomb Raider, right? The second one.
Yeah, and they showed gameplay.
Yep. After what was that? 2 years ago when they rebooted the series.
I have
think it
no
was?
clue.
Yeah. That game looks impressive. The graphics, which is a carryover from the last one, really,
Yeah.
because that one looked great too. And I'm sure it'll have all the high octane seat of your pants action
Yeah.
that they included. Actually, they showed some of that gameplay. You saw some of that, right? What'd you think?
I thought it looked good. It looked really good. It brings me back to playing the old Tomb Raiders and the old games like that, where it's fun like that. I don't know. I feel like
Yeah,
games
that
really
kinda-
haven't been doing that recently.
Yeah, that kind of just like adventure aspect. I guess the last game to have that besides Tomb Raider was Uncharted,
Yeah.
as we all know. So.
Yeah. Looks fun. I'm excited for it. Another game to be excited for. Next announcement was the Rare Replay, where they announced 30 old Rare games for $30. So you get $1 per game.
I think that's a great deal.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Play a
Rare
lot of
has-
originals.
Yeah, and Rare has released some great games in the
Oh, yeah.
past. Some of which include Banjo, Kazooie, Conquer on the N64. They had Perfect Dark, obviously, and a bunch of other great titles that we're gonna be able to play together for $30. I'm loving that price.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not sure if they released an exact list of all 30 games that are going to be
I'm
included.
pretty sure they did.
Oh, they did. Yeah, so I'll have to check that out.
Oh yeah. Next was Sea of Thieves. You already knew as soon as they started playing the violin, you knew it was a pirate game.
Right.
It's gonna be interesting. It's an open world pirate game.
And with Sea of Thieves, we're talking about.
Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, that's another game coming out from Rare. In the conference, they're saying this is the most ambitious title that they've created, and I think that's a pretty bold statement. But it looks like that is the case. Basically, a pirate open world game, and I can't argue with that right there.
Yeah, looks exciting. There was a little bit of gameplay, just moving around, walking around and stuff, just showing how it looks and stuff. Looks good, looks fun. Not really know until we see more gameplay of what it's going to be truly about. I know there's ship wars, ships
Right.
crashing into each other, throwing or shooting cannonballs at each other. It looks like you're going to be able to board other ships and stuff.
Yeah, and I wonder if you're gonna be able to put together some kind of like pirate clans or something in that game.
Yeah.
Roll out together on
Oh, yeah.
ships
That'd be crazy.
and
That'd be fun.
search for booty, right?
Yeah, for that booty.
Everybody wants the booty.
Exactly. Next game, Fable Legends.
Right, and it looks like a Fable game that you can play with your friends. I know it's free to play, right?
Yo, yeah, free to play.
It is free to play, and I didn't know if it was quite like an MMO or not. Maybe it's open world. That's kind of what it seemed like. But
Yeah.
Fable's always been a game that was fun to play right next to a friend, or
Oh, yeah. It
play
was.
together.
It doesn't look like exactly how Fable was. I know it's kind of like it's gonna be different a little bit, but it's gonna be Fable still. So
Right.
I'm excited for that game just because I like Fable. I like playing Fable, that type of stuff. If again, you just gotta watch the clips. You can't really explain it. That's what your eyes are for. That's why they release trailers and gameplay footage and all that good stuff.
Yes.
Next thing they announced was with Oculus. Was that during this? Yeah, it's probably they announced it with the Oculus. If you buy an Oculus, you will get an Xbox One controller, like we said. So Xbox is trying, or Microsoft is trying to be the console powerhouse, win the console wars, or at least the controller wars, I guess you'd say. They want everybody to use the controller for everything.
Right. So it's just like kind of a small announcement, just say, well, I mean, not a small announcement, but they just kind of quickly said, oh yeah, our controllers will be included with every Oculus. So.
Right. And after that, they announced their own virtual reality thing called the HoloLens or something like that.
Microsoft HoloLens. That's
Yes, and the demo that they used was with Minecraft. Basically, you put on these lenses and you can, you don't need a TV. Like, it would be like through these lenses, you'll be able to see Minecraft on the wall. Or you can, with Minecraft Direct supported, you can go to a table and say, like, build world or something like that. And you'll actually be able to see a 3D world of your world and stuff, and you can like look inside buildings, you can control everything and stuff like that, and play with other people.
Yeah, and that's really cool because it brings another dimension to games. Then,
Oh yeah,
and they showed us Minecraft, and like everybody loves Minecraft already, but what they showed us just looked like a whole new way to interact with it, and that looked really cool. It really did.
Yeah, I just want to see. I know Minecraft. Something like that would be good for people that like to build huge things, and then you can actually like see your world in real life, kind of.
Exactly.
And I know people have been like, Minecraft is trying to be like Legos by having the HoloLens, and then Legos is trying to be like Minecraft by making their own Minecraft type of game. I think they should team up. Simple as that. Like, Minecraft is Legos.
Yeah.
So if they team up, they would conquer the world. I'm thinking. Because Minecraft already has a bunch of kids, and then Legos has kids and adults, and then it's just gonna be crazy.
Yeah, and those are both of those. I mean, Legos and Minecraft. They're kind of just like universal things to enjoy. Like, adults enjoy it just as much as kids do, and it's really something that all ages can interact with,
Yeah. My throat is so dry right now.
Need some water? You got some water?
I don't have any water. We're almost done. Next game was, they announced the Gears of War Ultimate Edition. Was that what it's called?
Yes, the Ultimate Edition, basically a remastered version of the first Gears of War coming to Xbox One.
Yeah, I feel like they're just taking what 343 Studios did with the Master Chief Collection, except they're just doing it for one game. Because I know they originally were going to take Halo 2, remaster it, and that was it. They weren't going to put in all the rest of the games. But I feel 343, the game still doesn't work. It's hard to get in matchmaking and stuff like that, and I think that's partly Xbox Live's fault. They're trying to still figure out stuff like that. So we're just gonna have to wait and see of how this is. I don't know if people really asked for this. I think it's just to amp up the new Gears.
Yeah, probably, most likely, yeah.
Yeah. So I know a beta was out for the new Gears. Was it the new Gears? The new beta, or was it the?
I think that was the Ultimate Edition.
The Ultimate Edition beta, yeah.
Beta for that multiplayer.
Remastered. Everybody wants to remaster the old games and stuff like that. So.
And it'll probably be great for all those Gears of War fans out there who wanted to see this sort of thing, and like you said, it'll probably be to build up Gears 4, and maybe it'll show us some stuff that'll be added in the new Gears, really. See the polished graphics. Maybe they'll add some gameplay elements or something.
Right.
We'll have to see it from that.
Right. And then they announced Gears. Was it Gears of War 4? Was that what they were calling it, or just Gears of War?
Well, when they showed the trailer and it pulled up the title, it just said Gears 4. But it doesn't really matter, I guess.
It's Gears 4.
It's Gears.
So
4.
we know what we're talking about. Instead of just saying Gears. But I mean, it's the gameplay footage it looked like Gears. I mean, it's gonna be hard to like really be like, oh my gosh, that looks amazing and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a fun game. Like it's not like I'm excited to play. I'm really excited to play. It's just it's really hard to like be like, wow, that's amazing how Gears did that or something like that. Maybe they'll add different game, new different things. I know that they did show gameplay, so that's probably what it was. Like they probably like, okay, we have to show something, not a cinematic trailer. Everybody knows Gears. Like, what is the cinematic trailer gonna
course,
do?
yeah.
So, let's show some gameplay, and it did look good. It looked dark.
Yes, it did.
Dark game.
It did. But I've always enjoyed the Gears of War campaigns, so that's why I want to go ahead and pick up Gears 4. The graphics do look improved and up to date for Xbox, something you expect. Hopefully the multiplayer is just as fun as ever. So yeah, Gears 4 coming out. Can't wait.
Right. And then the guy was talking about, he was saying ramping off a bunch of games in the end, and we heard Crackdown.
Which they did leave out from E3, but I guess they're just letting us know, or we all know that they're still working on a third installment. Crackdown was a real fun game on 360, and they made 2 of them. I haven't actually played the second one, but the first one was...
It was fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. It kind of reminded me of like Grand Theft Auto, but kind of a little sillier, and it did have its deviations. It was its own game.
I like that game a lot better than Grand Theft Auto.
I think I did too, actually.
Because it was like Grand Theft Auto, like I don't know. It's every Grand Theft Auto that comes out, I'm just like, what the heck is new? Like it's the same thing. You don't need to release a new game. Oh, you increase the graphics. Oh, awesome. Crackdown was a good take. I mean, it's just that open world, like you can do whatever you want type of thing. But I feel like I was able to do more kind of like exciting things in that game.
Yeah, because it was more action.
Right.
Your guy kind of had like, as you built your guy, when you played, your guy kind of just developed like superpowers, like
Right.
he could lift cars and jump
Oh
over
yeah, I
buildings
remember
and
that. That
stuff.
was
So,
fun. Yeah.
yeah, it was really some like over the top action that it really worked. And it
I really
was a
want
lot
to play
of
that
fun.
game. I want to play that game right now.
Well, Crackdown 3, wait for it.
Crackdown 3. All right. That is it from the Microsoft E3 announcement.
Yep.
Um,
It's everything that they revealed.
yeah, it was a lot of stuff that they announced. It looks fun. What is your top game that you want to play from this?
From the Microsoft
Right.
reveals. It's definitely gonna be Halo 5 for me because
Same.
Because both of us, yeah, we were huge Halo players, still are. A little disappointed by the Master Chief Collection, so I'm waiting for Halo 5 to kind of, get me back into Halo. Kind of do it for me again because I need to recover from the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, they did a terrible job with that. Sea of Thieves looks great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so like my number 2, like we have, all right, we'll just go with the games that were released. Halo 5, ReCore, Fallout. I mean, of course Fallout's up there. Like,
Mhm.
but
Yeah, we already
Yeah,
covered that.
we already covered that.
Bethesda talk.
Plants vs. Zombies 2, Forza 6, Dark Souls 3, The Division, Rainbow Six Siege, Gigantic, all the independent games. We're just going to say Cuphead is on top of all of that.
Oh yes.
Ion, Tomb Raider, Rare, Sea of Thieves, Fable Legends, Gears of War, Crackdown?
Question mark.
So what would be your number 2?
I think my number 2 actually might be Cuphead.
Yeah.
Even though it's the indie.
Yeah.
It's one of the indie games
Yeah.
there. It just looks.
It's going to be a top seller. I already
Yeah.
know that. It looks like
Yeah.
a good game.
I definitely think so. It just looks like loads of fun.
Yeah, even though it's a 2D side scroller type of game or whatever.
And it's an experience we haven't really had, that theme of a game, that 30s cartoony style. It'll be something fresh.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we have a person in the Twitch chat saying, just don't believe all these games will live to their hype because E3 is usually dishonest. That is true. Like,
Yeah.
that is why you can't judge games by their cinematic trailer, but then the gameplay, when they come out, it'll be fun. Since Halo 5 we've played the beta before, so I'm excited for that since they're not going to take that stuff out unless that would just be ridiculous.
Right.
ReCore, we don't know. Fallout, of course, that has to be a definite. It's gonna work and everything like that. It's gonna be amazing. Plants
Yeah.
vs Zombies 2, I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see what the heck they have in that game. Forza 6, they've been doing this. This is their sixth game, so it'll be 24 multiplayer races, right?
Yeah, that's
That'd
what
be
they
fun.
said. Yeah, that
That'd
sounds
be fun.
for sure. Yeah.
So I don't have any doubts in that. Dark Souls 3, who knows? That was just a cinematic trailer.
Mhm.
Rainbow Six Siege and The Division. That's Tom Clancy. The Division was delayed a lot. So a lot of people are giving it crap. But those two games, I don't. Has there ever been a Rainbow Six game that just kind of failed? I mean, Rainbow Six really was never like a top #1 game, beating out Halo and COD. But I
Yeah.
feel like it was just like right there. They're fun games. They're good
Yeah,
games.
They've always been solid games that have sold well, I think, and they just started gaining popularity when Rainbow Six Vegas came out.
Right. Yeah, I
So,
remember
you
that
know,
game.
I think they're at the peak of their hype here.
Yeah, just have to wait and see. Gigantic, who knows? Have to see on that.
Right.
Cuphead, of course, and then we have Tacoma Ash and the other indie developers and Beyond Eyes.
Yes.
Ion, who the heck knows? Tomb Raider, I think Tomb Raider would do good since Tomb Raider has been good before. But
Yes.
again, who the heck knows for things like this? Sea of Thieves from Rare. I don't like how they did. Okay, this person said Rainbow Six is cool, but since the alpha, it looks meh. But it's alpha, I won't judge it. Yeah, that's what playing alphas. Every time I have to remember, like, oh, I'm playing alpha. I have to
Right.
remember this game isn't the greatest, like, in the best shape it is. It's just they're changing stuff up. But yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see until the game comes out.
Exactly.
With Rare, they just got to make all the games work. Halo or 343 with the Master Chief Collection had issues with making the games work, but hopefully that will work. And then Sea of Thieves being made by Rare. I don't like how they put Conquer on Project Spark and told people to make the game. I really wish that they would have just made the. I wish they would have made the game completely, put it on Project Spark for people to be to have fun with.
Yeah, I mean, just give us another Conquer. That's all we want is another Conquer. Please, Rare.
Yep.
Somebody, Microsoft.
Yep. Sea of Thieves looks fun, but you just have to wait and see for actual, like, real gameplay footage of that and, like, what they plan on doing in that.
Yeah.
Fable Legends, I think it will be a decent game. It's not going to, like, blow your mind like any other Fable game, but it's a free-to-play game, so it's free.
Right.
Everybody likes free.
Right. Free is good.
Gears, I don't have any doubts in Gears. It will be fun. There probably is not going to be anything, like, crazy, like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous type of stuff, but it's Gears.
Mhm.
Gears, I always like Gears like that. And then Crackdown, who the heck knows? He just said that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, and then Vidderol just said, and Assassin's Creed is just Assassin's Creed. I have every one, and this one is the first I am skipping. It's just the same thing every year, so repetitive. Yeah, I mean, well, the Assassin's Creed, they didn't show any gameplay, did they? I don't think so. They didn't show it in this. It's on
Right. The Microsoft press conference.
Well, this is a Microsoft press conference, but yeah, I mean their cinematic trailers always look exciting and fun, but their games are always like wonky and the same thing and not really fun like that. You know what game I really want to play or have a remake of?
What's that?
Prince of Persia.
Oh yeah, Prince of Persia. When was the last time we had a Prince of Persia? I think it was a couple years ago. And you know what? That one was pretty fun. I actually did pick up that one on 360. Was it Sands of? Nah, that was one of the old ones, wasn't it?
I have no
Oh, yeah,
clue.
let's look it up real quick here.
Yeah, but I remember that game. That was fun. I remember playing that game.
Yeah, the Prince of Persia games were always fun. Old and new.
Let's see. We have 2013, which was Shadow and Flame, or was that the movie? Because then didn't they make a? Or is that? Wait, what is this? A
That's
book?
not the movie.
It's a platform game released in 1993. What the heck? I don't know. Prince of Persia, it's due for an update. That's what I know. 2010 was Forgotten Sands.
Oh yeah,
So-
I think that was the most recent one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
guess,
was the one I played.
So I think so true. Yeah. So yeah, I think like for good games, like good. As I would probably say like 5 years is a good time to
To develop
get an
a
update,
game.
develop a game.
Yeah.
It's I don't really like when a game comes out every single year.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you should just update the game. I also think like people should do what League of Legends is doing. It's a free game. I'm not saying make the game free, but they're not gonna make a League of Legends 2. They're just gonna update the
I
game.
can see that. Yeah.
That's all you got to do. Just update it.
Yeah. Fine tune it, tweak it,
Perfect
add
it.
some things into it.
They just keep adding,
Yeah.
perfect it.
They,
So,
they do a great job over there, Riot Games.
Literal, I'm excited for Ghost Recon Wildlands. It's a free roam, but Ubisoft was on a bad streak for 2014,
Yes.
so I really don't trust it.
Yes, they were.
Yep.
Like I said, you're just gonna have to wait. Maybe, hopefully, everybody learned.
Right. From their mistakes in 2014. Broken games.
Well, Ubisoft is Ubisoft making the Division. Who makes the Division? Tom. Is that Ubisoft?
I think that is Ubisoft.
Yeah. So, with the Division, I feel like they saw like, oh crap, all these games are crap, and this is the reason our game is like this. We probably shouldn't release it. So I feel like that's what they're doing with the Division. So, hopefully everybody gets their head on straight. Hopefully
Yeah.
we're not in the Dark Ages, whatever it was,
The Dark Ages of gaming.
the Dark
kinda.
Ages of gaming.
I
but
kind of feel like we are though. Maybe.
I think we're getting out of it. Hopefully.
I hope we are. Yeah.
We're in the realm of open world, free roam, building, crafting type of stuff.
Betas.
Yeah, Ubisoft is. Okay. So we're just going to have to wait and see
Yeah.
for the game. Anyway, that's the end of the Microsoft E3 discussion.
Yes.
Podcast, broadcast,
Talking
whatever.
about it.
We'll stay on Twitch, but we're just going to end this on the podcast and YouTube and all that. So we're going to put this up on, I think it's Stitcher and iTunes podcast. So you can listen to podcasts there, or you can go to YouTube. We don't have a URL set, but just look for Past the Sticks with an X on YouTube, and it will be up there so you can see video. And then I also explain the controller, so you can see the controller of what I was explaining on there. So,
Right.
yeah. I am Lil Bunny Fofo, but you can call me Bunny.
And I'm Black Skin Soldier.
And that was Past the Sticks pod broadcast thingamabobber. Thank you.